December 7th, 1941, a date that would live in infamy, marked the beginning of the Pacific Theater in World War II. As the sun rose over the tranquil waters of the Pacific, the serenity was shattered by the deafening roars of Japanese aircraft swooping down on the unsuspecting American naval base at Pearl Harbor. This meticulously planned assault, a bolt from the blue, left the United States Pacific Fleet in disarray. 8 battleships, 3 cruisers, and 4 destroyers were either sunk or heavily damaged, and nearly 200 aircraft were destroyed. Over 2,400 American lives were lost in this audacious attack. The response from the United States was immediate and resolute. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, with the backing of a shocked and outraged nation, declared war on Japan the very next day. This surprise attack propelled America into a war that would span across the vast Pacific Ocean. The Battle of Midway, in June 1942, altered the course of the Pacific War. A confrontation between the forces of the United States and the Empire of Japan, it was a battle that showcased the true power of naval aviation and the strategic importance of intelligence. Let's rewind a bit. Prior to the battle, the Japanese enjoyed a numerical advantage in the Pacific. They aimed to eliminate the United States as a strategic power in the Pacific, thereby giving Japan free rein. However, the United States, with its code-breaking efforts, deciphered the Japanese naval codes and was privy to their plans. Armed with this knowledge, the United States prepared for the Japanese attack. The engagement was primarily fought in the air, over the tiny atoll of Midway. The Americans, despite being outnumbered, managed to sink 4 of Japan's frontline carriers, turning the tide of the battle in their favor. This stunning victory was a testament to the sheer bravery of the American pilots and the strategic foresight of their commanders. The Battle of Midway was not just about the triumph of the underdog or the strategic brilliance of naval aviation. It was about the decisive role intelligence played in warfare. The United States' ability to decipher the Japanese codes gave them the upper hand, allowing them to strategically position their forces and inflict a devastating blow to the Japanese fleet. This battle altered the balance of power in the Pacific. The loss of 4 carriers was a crippling blow for Japan, from which they never fully recovered. From this point on, the United States and its allies began to push back the Japanese forces, gradually reclaiming territories. The Battle of Midway marked a turning point. It was here that the momentum shifted in favor of the Allies. It was a momentous event that demonstrated the importance of intelligence, the power of naval aviation, and the indomitable spirit of the men who fought in the face of overwhelming odds. Following the victory at Midway, the Allies embarked on a strategic campaign known as island hopping. Picture a game of chess, but in this case the board is the vast Pacific Ocean, and the pieces are islands scattered across its blue expanse. The aim was not to capture every island, but to strategically bypass heavily fortified zones, cutting off supplies and isolating Japanese forces. This was the essence of the Allies' island hopping strategy, a daring and innovative approach that would change the course of the war in the Pacific. Our first stop is Guadalcanal, a name that would echo in the annals of military history. In August 1942, the Allies launched their first major offensive in the Pacific on this jungle-clad island. The Japanese had begun constructing an airfield here, a threat the Allies could not ignore. The 6-month-long Battle of Guadalcanal was a grueling contest of endurance and determination. In the face of malaria, malnutrition, and relentless Japanese attacks, the Allies held firm. The victory at Guadalcanal marked a significant turning point, signaling the beginning of the end for Japanese expansion. Next, we leapfrog to Saipan, the key to the Pacific. The battle here in June 1944 was a pivotal moment in the island hopping campaign. Saipan was closer to Tokyo than any other island the Allies had seized thus far. The Japanese, fully aware of its strategic importance, fiercely defended it. After 3 weeks of intense fighting, the Allies emerged victorious, but the cost was high. The Battle of Saipan was a testament to the bravery and tenacity of the soldiers on both sides. Our journey then takes us to Iwo Jima, a tiny volcanic island that would become the stage for one of the bloodiest battles of the war. In February 1945, the Allies landed on its black sand beaches. The fight for Iwo Jima was a brutal month-long struggle, but the prize was invaluable. Control of the island provided the Allies with a critical base for bombing raids on Japan. Finally, we reached the doorstep of Japan at Okinawa. The battle here was the largest amphibious assault in the Pacific theater. The Allies faced fierce resistance from the Japanese, who fought with a desperation knowing their homeland was at stake. After 82 grueling days, Okinawa was finally in Allied hands. The capture of Okinawa brought the Allies within striking distance of the Japanese mainland. Each island captured brought the Allies one step closer to the Japanese mainland. The island hopping campaign was a masterstroke of strategic planning, a testament to the bravery and resilience of the soldiers who fought, and a powerful reminder of the sacrifices made in the pursuit of victory. As the Allied forces closed in on Japan, the end of the Pacific War was drawing near. The final stages of this monumental conflict were marked by actions of unprecedented severity, sparking debates that still resonate today. The Allied forces, under the relentless leadership of General Curtis LeMay, initiated a devastating campaign of firebombing against Japanese cities. This strategic decision was made to cripple Japan's ability to wage war and to break the spirit of its people. The bombing of Tokyo in March of 1945 alone resulted in the loss of approximately 100,000 lives, a sobering testament to the destructive power of war. Yet, the most controversial act of this theater of war was still to come. The United States, after years of secret development under what was known as the Manhattan Project, had created a weapon of unimaginable power, the atomic bomb. President Harry S. Truman, faced with the prospect of a bloody invasion of mainland Japan and the potential loss of countless more lives, made the fateful decision to deploy this new weapon. On August 6, 1945, the first atomic bomb, codenamed Little Boy, was dropped on Hiroshima. 3 days later, a second bomb, Fat Man, was unleashed upon Nagasaki. The devastation was immediate and profound. An estimated 135,000 people in Hiroshima and 65,000 in Nagasaki lost their lives. The scale and immediacy of the destruction brought about by these two bombs forced Japan to confront the reality of their situation. On August 15, 1945, Emperor Hirohito announced Japan's surrender over the radio, an unprecedented act that marked the end of World War II. This surrender was not just a military capitulation, but a seismic shift in global power dynamics that ushered in the nuclear age. The surrender of Japan on August 15, 1945, marked the end of World War II. The conclusion of the Pacific War left a lasting impact on the world stage. The reverberations of the final act of this global drama were felt far and wide, shaping the course of the 20th century and beyond. The human cost of the conflict was staggering. Millions of lives were lost and countless others irrevocably altered. Soldiers and civilians alike bore the brunt of the war's ferocity, enduring unimaginable hardships. Their stories, steeped in bravery and sacrifice, echo through the annals of history, a poignant reminder of the price paid for peace. In the wake of the war, the geopolitical landscape underwent seismic shifts. The United States emerged as a global superpower, its military might and economic strength unmatched. Japan, devastated by the conflict, underwent a period of rapid transformation. From the ashes of war, it rose like a phoenix, evolving into a peaceful nation with a robust economy. The Pacific Theater also marked the end of colonial empires in Asia. Nations like the Philippines, Indonesia, and Vietnam began their journey towards independence, spurred by the events of the war. The map of the Pacific was redrawn, giving birth to new nations and altering the power dynamics of the region. Amidst these changes, the international community sought to prevent such a devastating conflict from recurring. The establishment of the United Nations represented a collective commitment to maintaining peace and fostering international cooperation. This global institution, born out of the ashes of World War II, continues to play a vital role in the world stage. The Pacific Theater of World War II was more than just a series of battles fought across the vast expanse of the ocean. It was a crucible of change, a period of upheaval that shaped the trajectory of nations and the lives of individuals. The Pacific Theater of World War II shaped the world we live in today, reminding us of the bravery, sacrifice, and resilience of those who fought.